Hello students, we have already discussed the function, how it is used, how the syntax is written, and how we will call the function within main function or within the same function. Okay, so within the same function, that is called the recursion. So we have already discussed recursion and the function by its calling method, and how the arguments will be passed. Okay, so we are able to pass arguments, that means the value of variables in more than one arguments will be passed through an function. Up to 8 arguments a function can be passed arguments, but greater than 8 numbers the arguments will not be passed. So if we want to pass the list of elements through a function, then we have to use array. So when we are passing an array through a function, then that topic is called the pass array to a function. This is an extended topic of function. Okay, so the basic definition is, whenever we need to pass a list of elements as argument to any function in C language, it is preferred to do using an array. Suppose we want to pass 12 elements, so it is obviously 12 is greater than 8, so up to 8 elements one function is easily passed as a arguments, but 12 elements it's not possible. So that there we are using array to simplify the problem. So the question is, how can we pass an array as argument to a function? So let's take a look. First take the look at the declaration function with array as a parameter. There are two possible ways to do so. First is, we can either have an array as parameter. Okay, we can either have an array as parameter. So there we must write in this format, that means int sum. Obviously this sum is the user defined function name, and within the first bracket obviously int arr, by using third bracket the size is not mentioned, still the arr is the array name with the data type int. Okay, this is the first possible way. Second way is, we can have a pointer in the parameter list to hold the base address of our array. So if we are using pointer, this is the syntax pointer, obviously the pointer will hold the address. When we will follow the chapter pointer, then we can easily understood it. Okay, so we will study pointer later. So the second method we will discuss again in the pointer chapter. Okay, so first way we are discussing here in this session. So the syntax will be, first give the data type or return type of the user defined function, then the function name within the first bracket by using the return type, data type, then the array name. This is the formal syntax for passing array as a parameter. So passing array as parameter to function, we are let's see a few examples where we will pass a single array element as argument to a function, a one-dimensional array to a function, and a multi-dimensional array to a function. So we are taking three types of example. In the first example, we are taking a single array element which is passing as an argument to a function. Then one-dimensional array is used as an argument to pass to a function, and then as well as the multi-dimensional array also taking as an argument. Okay, so first, passing single array element to a function. Here we will declare and define an array of integers in our main function and pass one of the array element to a function which will just print the value of the element. That means we are just taking an array and which is passed to a function. So let's take a look. In the example, starts with has include SUA.h void give me array. Okay, void give me array. So this give me array is the function name. Within the first bracket, int a is a argument. Okay, let's define the main function. Here int my array, size is not mentioned here. This is the array, my array is the array name. Within second bracket 2 3 4. In the array chapter we have seen this kind of declaration is possible, so we are giving this kind of declaration, array declaration in the main function. Next, the give me array. Here we are calling the user defined function give me array. Within this my array, using the particular index, we are calling or passing the array. So passing array element my array 2 only, not the total array, only one element. Okay, now return 0. So we have declared the user defined function. Now as per the syntax, we have to define it, the user defined function. So void give me array int a, printf a is display. So output will be 4. Why 4? Because we are seen in the list 2 3 4 and only one element is passed here. So as per the rules, the index starts from the 0, then 1, then 2. Okay, so the index 2 is passed in the calling function. So the value of index 2 is 4. That's why we are getting the output as 4. This is the way how we single array element we are passing to the to a function. So in this way we are able to pass a single array element to a function. Okay, this is the one way. Another way is what? Second option is passing a one-dimensional array to function. Let's take an example how we pass a one-dimensional array to a function. To understand how this is done, let's write a function to find out average of all elements of the array and print it. So let's take an example. Has include str.h. Here we are taking a user defined function with the return type float. Okay, find average is the user defined function, and within the bracket int marks without declaring the size. That means one dimensional array is declared as argument. Okay, so this is the declaration of user defined function. Later we will define it. So let's start the main function. So float avg, we are taking the variable float avg. That means it calculates the average. Int marks, as we also know this kind of declaration. Okay, so int marks is the array without declaring the size. So within second bracket we are just putting the array element 99, 90, 96, 93, 95. So how we will find the average? avg equal to find average. Call the user defined function using marks. That means the array name. Name of the array is passed as argument. Only the name of the array is passed as argument. Okay. Printf average marks equal to %.1f. Why it is 0.1f we have written? That means when we are doing average after decimal points, there may be a lots of value. So we are taking after decimal points only one. After decimal points only one value we want. Okay, so that's why we are using %.1f. Okay, as because if the calculation is in float, so f is used, and avg as per the variable declared. Now return 0. Now define the user defined function float find average. Okay, within first bracket int marks the, we don't require to mention the array size as per the declaration. Okay, so int I and sum equal to 0 is declared in this user defined function. So float avg to calculate, and as because the same calculation is performing again and again as per the condition, so we are using the for loop. We are also use this for loop for same calculation. For I equal to 0, I is less than equal to 4, I plus plus. Why it is less than equal to 4? We are taking how many elements? 5 elements, and the index is as per the norms, the index is always starts with 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 elements is declared in this way, and index will start from 0, that's why it is always less than 1. That's why the condition always running less than equal to 4 and I plus plus, and the calculation within the loop sum equal to sum plus max I. Okay, out of the loop we are calculating the average. Average equal to what? Sum, whatever value we are getting from the sum, that is divided by 5. Why it is 5? Because the 5 numbers we are getting. Okay, so return AVG. So what will be the output? 94.6, because when we are adding 99 plus 90 plus 96 plus 93 plus 95, then we are getting the summation result here within the for loop. Okay, and that summation result is divided by 5, so we are getting the output 94.6. After decimal points we are getting only the 6, as we are using here the percent 0.1f. So after this decimal points, how many number we want, that is already mentioned here in the main function as a printf. So we are getting 94.6. So output will be like that. Average marks equal to 94.6. Okay. So this is the way how we passing a one-dimensional array to a function. Second, and the third type is passing multi-dimensional array to a function. So let's take an example directly. Has include str.h void display array. Here the argument is taking two-dimensional array with the size. We are also mention the size when we are passing a one-dimensional array. Okay, that's also possible. So void display array int arr is the array name, 3 3. So row is size 3 and the column size is 3. So this is the declaration of the user defined function. Next, int main, start main function, int arr 3 3. The same array is declared here, I and j. Okay, so as per the array declaration, we are writing the same syntax or format. Now printf, please enter 9 numbers for the array. Okay, so putting the value in the row and the column both, so we are taking what, 2 for loops, as we already discussed and learned both. So for I equal to 0, I is less than 3, I plus plus for the index for the row, and for the column j equal to 0, j is less than 3, j plus plus. Now with the scanf we are taking the input value. So scanf %d ampersand arrij. So we are able to put the value of this matrix or two-dimensional array. Now this is the main function. Now display, now calling the user defined function display array of ARR, passing the array as argument, return 0. Okay. Here we are calling in the main function. Now define the user defined function, void display, okay, void display array with the argument int ARR 33. Now start the user defined function. Definition int ij, okay, used as a variable. Printf the complete array is, okay, we are showing the complete array. For I equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus, printf the slash n we are using. Why we are using the slash n? Control will go to next line. Control will go to next line. It is already discussed in the class. So we are taking the row element. Now we have to take the column element also. For j equal to 0, j is less than 3, j plus plus. Within this for loop, printf %d slash tab. Tab, that means after putting one element 5 space gap, then we are able to put the second element and then the third element in the row. The how many number we want to put? 3, and the cursor go to the next line. This, in this structure, the array will be taking the inputs. Okay, so printf will be %d slash t quotation complete ARRIJ. So output, what we are getting in the output? We are getting, please enter 9 numbers for the array. Where we are getting the line? In the main function we are putting this printf. So we are putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, this up to 9 as input. So complete array should be like that: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if we have understood the array, so how we will passing array into a function, we are able to understand it easily. If you have confusion, first clear the concept of array, then you will easily understood this video session. To make it more clear and easy to understand, we have also sent you the PDF of this video session too. Hope you will understood from the PDF also, or you can see this video session again and again. If any doubts, you can put your query into the group and I will also answer all your doubts. Thank you.